Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome you all to our webinar on prioritizing women health, ensuring quality in menstrual products. My name is Akanksha, and I'm thrilled to be one of your moderator today.
And I'm Anamika, your co-moderator. We are representatives of Eikomp, and it's our pleasure to host this important discussion on women's health and the quality on menstrual products. And we thank you all for your time.
We welcome you all to our webinar on Menstrual Hygiene Day. We observe that this day we aim to raise awareness about the importance of women menstrual hygiene, a topic that often shouldered in silence and stigma. We hope to emphasize that women's hygiene and safety should be our priority, ensuring that we access to quality menstrual product and fostering open conversation to empower women and girls to make their menstruation with dignity and confidence. To begin, we have prepared a short presentation that will provide an overview of the current state of menstrual product quality and its impact on women health. So, the topic of the presentation is prioritizing women health, ensuring quality in menstrual products.
So today, on the occasion of Menstrual Hygiene Day, let's understand what the significance of this day is and how it came into effect. May 28th is a day dedicated to breaking the silence and stigma around menstruation. It's not just a date on the calendar, it's a movement. It was initiated by WASH United in 2013 and it came into effect on May 28, 2014. Since then, it has now been 10 years that this day has become a global platform for change. So, what are the significance of this day? So, the first significance is to highlight the importance of good menstrual hygiene management, to break the taboos and myths by creating a more open and supportive environment for everyone, and most importantly, to raise awareness by providing access to sanitary products and knowledge about menstrual health and hygiene.
Awa- So, the next is awareness about menstrual hygiene among women in India. So, yeah, around 90% of the urban women use hygienic methods for menstruation protection, whereas it is only 73% in rural area, which needs to be looked upon. The gap in rural and urban percentage is there is a key issues, and the key issues that are educational gap. There is a need of more education to increase awareness about menstrual hygiene, and women should also prioritize the quality of menstrual protection methods to ensure safety and comfort. This can be achieved by the goal of maximizing hygiene practices with the aim of increasing the percentage using the health hygiene methods at the maximum in not only rural but also in urban area, but also in both areas.
Okay, so now that we know that the key issue is the educational and the awareness purpose, so our objective behind organizing this webinar is basically to raise awareness about the quality control order on sanitary napkins. Next, it is to lay emphasis on the importance of high quality menstrual products and obviously the health implications of using substandardized products. And lastly, we will understand about the current scenario in the country regarding the menstrual hygiene management and what we all can collectively do to improve the situation.
Okay, so now let's take the moment to introduce our esteemed guest speaker who will be sharing their expertise with us. Their contribution will be undoubtedly enrich our discussion and help us to navigate towards our shared goal. Without further delay, let's welcome our incredible experts who will be guiding us in the enlightening journey. So, firstly, we have Mr. Neeraj Gera, founder and chairman of Humanify Foundation. He is a passionate social activist and social documentary photographer. renowned of its TEDx talk, The Man Who Bleeds. Mr. Gera addressed critical topic on menstruation, challenging societal taboo and advocating for open dialogues. Through his initiatives, Happiness Express, with over 350 plus sessions, he has spread happiness, positivity, sensitivity, and empowering individuals to end the period stigma. We are privileged to have him here today and share a valuable insight on the menstrual hygiene, break down the period stigma. We welcome you to our webinar, sir.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
next we have Mr. A.K. Sharma, the former Deputy Director General of the Bureau of Indian Standards. With a remarkable career at BIS, Mr. Sharma has been instrumental in formulating safety standards for consumer goods. His extensive expertise in regulatory frameworks will provide us with invaluable insights into ensuring product quality and safety. We are grateful for your presence, sir, and we warmly welcome you.
Next we have Next we have Seema Dutt, the owner of Regulatory Solution India. She is a seasoned regulatory affair consultant with over 13 plus years of experience. Ms. Dutt started her firm in 2011 to provide the regulatory affairs compliance with a motto of building bright strategies for the organization. Formerly a regulatory affairs executive at Johnson's & Johnson's Medical, she has extensive expertise in navigating complex regulatory landscape. We're honored to have you, ma'am, today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next speaker that we have is Mr. Ashish Naik. He is the head of Department for Quality Assurance and Analytics at Swara Baby Products Private Limited. With 19 years of experience, including 15 years in the hygiene industry with companies like Kimberly Clark, Unicharm, and HB Fuller, Mr. Naik is a seasoned expert. He holds a BE in Mechanical Engineering from Mumbai University, a Six Sigma Black Belt, and a postgraduate program in Data Science and Business Analytics from the University of Texas at Austin. His expertise includes quality assurance, new product development, and operational excellence. We are honored by your presence and we warmly welcome you, sir.
Finally, we have Mr. Vishal Sharma, the managing partner and director of Eikomp. With over 12 plus years of experience across different industries, he brings extensive expertise in product regulatory and compliance. He has led multidisciplinary teams in the field of WPC, ISI, CRS, TEC, WBE, EPR. Sir has collaborated with top brands like Dell, HP, Lenovo, Paytm, Godrej, and Kohler. And he is a key member of the face of Ecom in executive and operations. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start with our first guest speaker, Mr. Neeraj Gera. Sir will be discussing about his work on menstrual hygiene and break down the period stigma. We warmly welcome you and to take the stage, sir.
Thank you so much, Akansha. Thank you so much, Vishal ji, for having me here. This such a privilege. Am I there on Spotlight?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's such a privilege to be here on MHM Day, Menstrual Hygiene Management Day, and especially you people are organizing this session. You people who are ensuring the quality of the menstrual hygiene. So it's such a privilege and sharing with people who are the stakeholder. I was going through different names, different delegates. They are the stakeholders of ensuring the menstrual hygiene kind of revolution, I would say. So since I'm a social documentary photographer as well, I don't know, many of you are aware, I'm a social documentary photographer. So I would like to speak my journey. I would like to speak about my journey through photographs So it'd be really nice if Ansha can show the photo series. Next one, please. So we're doing one campaign. It's called Happiness Express. It's a period revolution. Next one. Let's talk period. So this is one of my photographs as a social documentary photographer. Next one, please. Next, and again next one. So the series is called Sacred Stains. Like she was sharing, we are not very comfortable talking about periods in India. We're not very comfortable talking about the very natural phenomena in India, which is the base, which is the foundation of life on this planet. So I thought I should name this series Sacred Stains instead of unsacred or non-sacred stains, which we usually consider. First photograph is. So they were sharing a few datas. So I also got to know about some data, some figures. I was really shocked. I was really, I really didn't know what to do. So I thought, I should give voice to these underprivileged people, or maybe unheard voices. I should give voices to the unheard people through my photo series. This first photograph is called Frightful First. In India, as per a survey, 71% of the females, when they bleed for the first time, they are not aware what periods are. And at times, if you have heard about Ulhasnagar incident, 130 years old brother killed his 12 years old sister when he saw period stains on her dress. He thought that she must have done something wrong with some guy. And she could not explain her period stains because she was not aware. Her parents did not tell her about periods beforehand. And the 30 years old guy didn't know that her his sister must maybe going through her periods, first periods. Recently, a girl committed in Mumbai, in Maharashtra. A girl, not I'm not very sure Mumbai, but in Maharashtra, a girl committed suicide because of the pain, immense pain. She didn't know why this pain was happening to her. So we need to educate. We need to educate children beforehand, before they have their first periods. And when I'm saying we need to educate children, it does not mean only girls. I also mean boys as well. Next one, please. 23 million girls drop out from school every year in India. This is such a huge number. Sawa 2 crore, 2.5 crore ladkiyan. Next one, please. So I have a different data. I have a different data from what Eikomp people were sharing. Maybe I have to update my data, but the data I had, 50-60% of the females in India till date are not using sanitary pads. This data was taken in, I think, 2019 or 20. When the Padman was released, it was 88%, 85, 86, 87%. So I'm really happy if the data which Ecom people are sharing is true. I'll be very, very happy. But as per my data, it's 50, 60, 70%. And next one, please. And what they are using? And they are using unhygienic cloth. They're using ash. They're using sand. In some of the worst cases, newspaper. This is inhuman. This is inhuman. Here on this platform, we are talking about hygienic sanitary pads. If we do not use hygienic sanitary pads, if girls are not using hygienic sanitary pads, they get rashes, they get problems. Think of those women, those menstruating girls who are using these menstrual products. This unhygienic. I think it's a kind of atrocity. It's inhuman. Next one, please. And 60,000 death, 60, 70,000 death in India because of cervical cancer every year. 60, 70, which is the highest number of deaths because of cervical cancer in entire world. Because we do not talk about reproductive organs. We are ashamed talking about this very natural phenomena, which is the basis, which is the foundation of life on this planet. I think it's shame. We need to work on this. We need to change our education system. We need to change the, first of all, I would like, we need to change mentality of masses of the educationist, because I have gone to the various schools, various colleges. Even the educators are not very comfortable talking about this topic. Next one, please. Period shaming. I know it's off the track. It doesn't deal with the topic directly, but period shaming is very common in India. People make fun of girls. At times, girls also make fun, but people make fun of these period stains. Whenever I go to schools, whenever I go to colleges, I always tell those girls, why do you get ashamed? Why can't you tell them, okay, man, okay, dude, your sister also bleeds, your mother also bleeds. If they feel comfortable, if we imbibe this comfort in future of the nation, future girls, future, these girls, young girls, and menstruating women, if we are able to do this, then they will not be taking this period shame. A lot of girls have committed even suicide because of period shaming. Next one, please. They go through a lot of pain since I think next one, please. Next one, please. This I really want to emphasize. Previous one, please. In India, till date, in places called like Uttarakhand and Himachal, few of the places, there are menstrual huts. Girls are forced to live in the places meant for cattle. It's called got. गाय भैंसों के रखने की जगह. Girls are forced to stay there while they're on their periods, during their periods, because they are considered inauspicious to be at their houses. Isn't it insane? Isn't it very, inhuman? The temperature is at times -5, -6 temperature, and they're living in that condition with with other kettles. Next one, please. And various myths are involved. You can't touch plants, you can't go to kitchen, you can't go to temples, and so on. I think it's high time. It's high time for all of us to become sensitive, to become educated. Sushiksha, not only shiksha, sushiksha, right education. Because when these myths came, when we started that, a girl will not have pickle, because pickle might have adverse effect on menstruating women. So, but it does not mean if she's touching the pickle jar, it will get spoiled. Girl was told to stay in a room, not to cook food, because that time cooking food meant going to the pond and bringing water, going to the forest and bringing wood, because she has to cook the food. But now things have changed. She has sanitary pads now. She has the floor, the grinded floor inside the kitchen. She has gas stove inside the kitchen. Taps are there. So cooking food is not a very difficult job nowadays. So now we have to change all these myths, all these ill rituals. Next one, please. This is one of the positive photographs in South India. When girl starts bleeding, she hit Minar. We celebrate. She's a South Indian, and we actually did this celebration again. She was very happy. She shared, they gave gifts. They gave. It's like kind of a half kind of. It's like wedding ceremony. A lot of people come and they give gifts and all. She was very happy. And then I shared, "Are you happy with your period?" She said, "Sir, I'm happy." But you know what they do next month? From next month, they keep us separate in a different room. They keep us isolated in a different room. They do not allow us to attend functions. So I think we should consider these things. Next one, please. This photograph was clicked because I was not getting females to get clicked with pads. They were ready to kind of get clicked and glamorous clothes and on and with any other subject. but they said we are not very comfortable holding this sanitary pad. So I clicked this photograph. I had no other option but to click this photograph and send it to those social activists, those girls who were working in the team, who were saying, okay, sir, we are ready to do anything for this cause, but they were not ready to come in front of camera. And then after seeing this photograph, they came in front of the camera and they started becoming comfortable, and they shared their period stories. Next one, please. End of the series, but not end of the Secret Sin series. We started the period revolution, the nationwide revolution, where next one, please. We did 350 plus happiness express sessions, which is a world record. Next one, please. And we're organizing community session. Next one, please. We are doing advocacy with Government of India for to have a menstruation policy. Harshvardhan ji and various ministers. Next one, please. And the series was being covered in various newspapers and websites. Next one, please. Next one. Thank you so much. Next. Next, please remove this. So you can. So I think it's high time. Of course, Eikomp is doing amazing work, and all the stakeholders present here are doing amazing work in their own capacity. But these 5, 6 people, or maybe 50, 60, or maybe 1,000 people will not be able to bring change, the kind of change we really want. Each one of you has to raise voice. If you're not talking to your brothers about, if you're a female, if you're not talking to your brothers about sanitary pads, if you're not talking about your period pain, period problems, or maybe any other thing, then we cannot expect a healthier, a more sensitive nation. So I think let's start this conversation. Let's normalize this conversation. Whenever I go for conducting session in schools, I always tell them, if boys will sit along with girls, then only the session will happen. So the change is happening, and it will definitely come. We will definitely get more and more success with people like you along. And last I would say, period is not a matter of shame. It is a matter of pride. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for such an eye-opening and enlightening talk. We are really inspired by your work and initiative. But also, sir, we understand it was a critical topic and a taboo topic. So we just want to know if there is any major roadblock that you faced during your journey and how you dealt with it.
Yeah, that's a very good question. If you're talking about the difficulties which I faced while the camp, the most difficult part of being a speaker, or maybe being a social documentary photographer on this topic, the most difficult thing is that I'm a male. And girls are not very comfortable about it to start with. Initially, they are not very. And when you talk about educators, I have conducted 367 sessions till now, and which is a world record. But the flip side is I was denied entry in most of the schools and colleges where I approached. Even in Delhi NCR, my session was being organized by students. One vice chancellor of a very good university, he denied the session. No, no, no. This is a very controversial topic. A male speaker should not speak about this. So first difficulty, first roadblock was this. I'm a male speaker. People are not very comfortable. Then I'm talking to females. Then third thing, females and males, boys and girls are sitting together. So I think which is the aim, which is my aim, because when I am conducting session, I tell boys, you are here because of period, because your mom used to bleed, because your sister used to bleed, and if you are making fun of these girls, then it means you are making fun of your mother's motherhood. अपनी माँ की मातृत्व का मजाक उड़ा रहे हो. And listening to this, they become sensitive, they become a better person. It's not their problem, it's not their, I would say, their fault. Boys usually don't get chance to attend period session, because whenever there is a session organized by any NGO, or maybe sanitary pad company, they organize session for only girls. So I think we need to change this narrative. We should all become very normal. We should all normalize the period conversation in both the genders, in all the genders.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really inspiring to hear from you, and we appreciate your journey, and we look forward to more such initiatives from your side. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me here, Ecom, and all the very best.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Mr. A.K. Sharma. Sir will discuss regulatory frameworks and product quality in menstrual hygiene. He will cover the regulatory landscape of BIS standards, significance, and the history of medical textile regulation. We warmly welcome you, sir, and invite you to shed some light on it.
Thank you, all of you, and good afternoon to all of you.
Yes.
I have got a very good input from Mr. Gera. Thank you very much, Mr. Gera. And
Thank you, sir.
what we have to do is that there are two things which I, gained from your presentation. One is that Bureau of Indian Standard is already, approaching schools for standards. That means they go to schools, especially people like, me and people who have retired. They engage, Bureau of Indian Standard engage us, and we go to schools and tell them about standards. And this is a very good topic you have, which has come out. So we can include, for girl student as well as for boy student, a standard on sanitary napkins. Okay, how we made the standards on sanitary napkins, and how does it help the girl students or the girls or the women as such. And this will be a very good, way of educating boys as well as girls, of course. So they come to know that what is the importance of, using hygienic products and hygienic such kind of things. Okay, so very good, feedback from you. And the other thing which I, could gain from your this thing is that we have made standard. Bureau of Indian Standard has made a standard on sanitary napkins and, other hygienic products. But what about standards on social stigmas prevailing in our country, prevailing in our society? How to curb those things? We have to make, time has come that, of course, the all these standards are tangible in the sense that they are product standards, but there are certain standards to be developed, which, go away, or, which stops this social stigmas prevailing in our society. So we, of course, have a service sector department. BIS has about 16 technical departments which make standards. So I was just imagining, or I was just thinking where to fit these kind of standards in, social stigma category. So where we can remove this, so people can follow these guidelines, and, so we have to start with schools and colleges, of course. So that is a very good feedback which I got from you, Mr. Gera. Thank you very much. And definitely for Eikomp for organizing this kind of, seminar where we, come out with new ideas and new things to be done. So, okay, now let me tell you about Bureau of Indian Standards and what contribution we are, or the BIS is making towards, quality of these kind of products. Bureau of Indian Standard is the national standards body of India. Okay, so that they represent India in all forums of, international activities in standardization. So BIS has about 16 technical departments, as I told you earlier, and there are about 410 technical committees. Out of these 410 technical committees, one of the committees is on, technical textile, that is TXD 36. Okay, and at international level also there is a technical committee which formulates, standards on products like, sanitary napkins and other, all those hygienic products. So that is ISO TC 338 working group 1. So world over, people are trying to standardize products. So in this kind of scenario where we have, hygienic conditions are very important, so we have to have some standards. Okay, whatever the girls and women and the lady are getting in the market, whether it is standardized or not, it is very important. See, it directly affects the health of the women. isn't it? So that is why BIS makes standards for the cause of what? For the sake of health, mass consumption, environmental issues, and hygienic, quality, reliability, performance. So all this put together, BIS makes a standard. Now these standards, what do they do basically? These standards are generally voluntary in nature. They help the industry to manufacture their product according to these standards. But that is voluntary in nature. But government of India has now recently, not recently, but for the last decade, they have decided that because people don't come voluntarily to adopt these standards. So now what they do is they bring out regulatory requirements that is called quality control orders. That is to say that whoever manufactures a product like, a sanitary napkin has to go for standardization. They have to get their sanitary products tested in a lab certified by BIS. BIS auditor will visit them, test them, and regularly on regular basis. It is not once. They will come regularly and take samples of napkin, yes, sanitary napkins and all those things. So they will definitely be monitoring the quality of the sanitary products. Okay, so this is very important. So that is why the government has come into play. Similarly, you find many products coming into pictures, like safety products, like cement and steel products. So all these are safety requirements. But we are now today talking about hygienic products. So let us stick to that. So BIS formulate these standards, and then Government of India tells BIS, or with consultation with BIS, Ministry of Textile has brought these products under compulsory certification. That means nobody can manufacture or sell or keep in stock a product which is not ISA marked. So that means for now onwards, people will start coming to BIS. They have already started approaching BIS for BIS certification for all those sanitary products which has been brought under compulsory certification. Now you will find in the market maybe another 3-4 months, 5-6 months, that all pads are now ISA marked. Okay, and this ISA mark is a third-party guarantee. Third-party guarantee by a national body like BIS. Yes, this sanitary napkin or sanitary pad is, it is hygienic, it is of quality product, it is safe, and of course there is a performance parameter also. I will tell you what are the parameters generally BIS checks in the standard. It is laid down. So all this put together, it will give a confidence to the users. Yes, whatever I am purchasing, it is a value for money. I am purchasing a thing, and does it provide a value for money? Yes, of course. If it is a quality product, it provides value for money. So what kind of things BIS has laid down in the standard? The first thing is that how to make these products. So there will be a sheet involved, the covered sheet, the top sheet. Then there will be some test like I was wondering while I was reading the standard, why pH test? pH value of water. Okay, so there is a requirement of pH test in the sanitary napkin, sanitary pads. Why does it require? Because there is a blood and there is interaction, or the compatibility between the pad and the blood, and the pH value has to be has to be so that you don't get irritation or you don't get sick out of by using that pad. What is the purpose of pad? It is basically to provide hygienic conditions. If it is not good, then it will create more problems, isn't it? So that is why, and there are many number of tests like this. There is a test called bacterial and fungal bioburden. Okay, this is a major test which somebody has to perform in their own factory when they manufacture these pads. They have to go for testing of all these requirements. Then only BIS will give you a certificate. Okay, and BIS also takes samples and test in their own labs, recognized labs, and then they decide, yes, you are capable of producing a quality product. Then there are other tests like common skin pathogens. Pathogens can also be there. And irritation and skin sensitization. There is a test. There is another test. So biodegradability means after using the, how do you dispose it of? So that also will create, that will also affect the environment. How you dispose of all these pads after use. Okay. So all this put together, there is a standard which will determine the quality and hygienic and the other performance, and of course safety is also there. So all this put together a standard. There are standards. And BIS, how does BIS work? BIS is formulating technical committees. They are inviting experts from industry, from other this thing uh, laboratories, and of course doctors and other people are also involved. So they sit together and then formulate a standard. Okay. And of course at international level also there are standards, and most of the Indian standards are at par with international standards. What BIS does is that if something is good in international standard, they adopt those standards. So in this case also, as BIS is member of that ISO committee, which is an international body, and these standards are followed all over the world. So BIS has adopted many of the requirements which are prevalent in international standardization scenario, and from there they have formulated these Indian standards. So once this eco or a system of all this standardization is established, and you will find that quality of sanitary pads and other products will definitely increase with the passage of time. And of course there is a requirement of you can always complain, make a complaint if you're not satisfied with the product. That is the beauty of Bureau of Indian Standard standardization project, or whatever their work, that if you are not satisfied with an ISI marked product, you can complain to BIS. And BIS, what does the BIS do? Immediately they will replace that product, and then of course after investigation they will take action against the manufacturer. So this whole scenario or the whole setup will definitely be very helpful for the product quality of this kind of product, hygienic products. And definitely we'll go ahead with the it will be a very good thing to start with, in the sense that uh, definitely over the period of time you'll find that people are producing better quality day by day, so that people get value for the money. So that is what the purpose of BIS is: to make customer happy, to make customers satisfied, so that they are satisfied with ISI marked goods. Okay. And of course it is a it is very this thing disturbing, the sense that people generally don't go for voluntary certification. All these manufacturers are available, standards are available, but they will not adopt these standards. But the government has to push them, or force them, rather make it compulsory to adopt these standards. That is slightly disturbing, but nevertheless government will do their job. Bureau of Indian Standard will do their job. They will force all the people, or they are already on the job, that they are telling people that you should adopt quality standards, because it involves health of the women, and it is the hygienic product, so you have to go for this. So this is what is the impetus of present government or Bureau of Indian Standard for the last 10 years or so. So let us hope that quality of all these products improve with the passage of time. So that's all. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. It was really insightful. Like we got to know a lot about the products that we use, the test that you spoke about. But it also brings to my mind the question that there are products apart from sanitary napkins, like the menstrual cups. So what is the government's take? Like, are there any QCO coming on all those products also?
Yes, definitely. I will tell you. See, there are few things which I would like to tell you, that now BIS, with the help of course, the Ministry on the government, they have made a list of about more than 700 to 800 products, and especially in the technical textile areas like this, where they find that there is a need of safety and hygienic conditions to prevail. So more and more products are being brought into mandatory certification. So you will find right now there must be around 500 or 600 products, but definitely with the passage of time, it will cross another 1,000 more products will come in the next 1 or 2 years. And all the products which are related to technical textile are coming into quality control order regime. And definitely government is looking for standardizing and ensuring quality of the products. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. That perfectly answers my question.
Yes.
Now we welcome our third speaker, Mr. Ashish Naik, to discuss quality assurance and product development in the hygiene industry. He will highlight how brands prioritize hygiene and safety and share insights into ensuring safety in menstrual product, including Swara Baby's vision in maintaining standard. We warmly welcome you to take the stage, sir.
Good evening. Thanks for giving this opportunity to me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's webinar where we delve into the crucial realm of menstrual hygiene products. Today, we gather to shed light on the paramount importance of high quality menstrual hygiene products, aligning with the Bureau of Indian Standards new quality control order. Through this session, we aim to provide insights into our approach at Swara Group towards ensuring quality. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. So brands are increasingly prioritizing women's hygiene and safety, reflecting broader societal shifts towards gender equality and recognition of specific needs and challenges women face. This prioritization can be seen across various dimensions, including product development, marketing strategies, corporate social responsibility, and advocacy effects. Here are some key areas where brands are focusing their efforts. Product development. So brands are developing advanced menstrual products that emphasize comfort, sustainability, and convenience. Ensuring products are safe from tampering has become a priority. To minimize the risk of irritation and allergic reactions, many brands are focusing on hypoallergenic materials and avoiding harmful chemicals like phthalates, parabens, and synthetic fragrances. For marketing strategies, brands are moving beyond traditional advertising to engage in educational campaigns that empower women with knowledge about their bodies and health. For example, the Like a Girl campaign by Always aim to break down gender stereotypes and build confidence in young girls. Marketing efforts now often highlight a diverse range of women, including different ethnicities, body types, and ages. This inclusivity helps all women feel seen and valued. Campaigns that tackle taboos around menstruation and vaginal health helps normalize conversations about women's bodies. This is crucial for improving both social attitude and individual comfort for seeking appropriate care. Corporate social responsibility. Many brands partner with NGOs and health organizations to support women's health globally. For instance, Procter & Gamble has initiative providing menstrual products to girls in need, ensuring they don't miss school due to lack of access to hygiene products. Companies are also implementing internal policies that support women's health and safety, such as providing menstrual leave, flexible work hours, and comprehensive healthcare benefits that cover reproductive health. Advocacy and awareness. Brands are increasingly using their platforms to advocate for policy changes related to women's health and safety. For example, some companies are vocal supporters of movement to eliminate the tampon tax on menstrual products. India scrapped its tax on menstrual products in 2018, following months of campaigning by activists. Prior to the abolition of tax, there are 12% GST levied on menstrual hygiene products. Brands often sponsor to run educational programs that teach young girls about menstrual health, hygiene practice, and safety. These programs can be particularly impactful in regions where access to such education is limited. By engaging directly with communities, brands can address specific local needs and tailor their products and services accordingly. For example, Johnson& Johnson's Our Promise campaign focus on improving health outcomes for women and children in undeserved communities. So brands are increasingly prioritizing women's hygiene and safety by innovating in product development, adopting inclusive and empowering management marketing strategies, engaging in CSR activities, and advocating for women's health and rights. These efforts reflect a deeper understanding of women's needs and commitment to addressing them holistically, ensuring that women feel safe, supported, and empowered in all aspects of their lives. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So obtaining the ISI mark involves a thorough and regulated process that ensures a product meets the quality and safety standards set by BIS. Here is a step-by-step explanation of the process. The process begins with submission of an application form, which can be done online or offline. The form requires detailed information about the manufacturer and the product. Along with the application, you must submit various documents, including proof of business registration, factory layout, production process details, quality control measures, and test reports from BIS recognized lab. The BIS reviews the submitted application and documents. If the application is complete and satisfactory, it is accepted and the BIS assigned an application number. BIS officials conduct a preliminary inspection of the manufacturing facility to access the production process, quality control system, and testing capabilities. During the inspection, BIS officials collect samples of the product for testing in their laboratory or an approved third-party lab. The collected samples undergo rigorous testing to ensure they comply with the relevant Indian standards. This step is crucial as it determines the product's adherence to the safety and quality benchmarks. A test report is generated after the evaluation. If the product passes all the required tests, the report is forwarded to the BIS for further processing. BIS reviews the test report and inspection findings. If everything is in order, the manufacturer is granted a license to use the ISI mark on the product. The manufacturer signs an agreement with the BIS agreeing to comply with the terms and conditions for maintaining the ISI mark certification. Once the license is obtained, the manufacturer can start marking their products with the ISI logo, indicating that the product conforms to the Indian standards. To ensure ongoing compliance, BIS conducts regular surveillance inspections of the manufacturing facilities and periodic testing of products. The ISI license is typically valid for 1 year and must be renewed annually. The renewal process involves submitting renewal applications, paying fees, and undergoing re-inspection if required. The manufacturer must continuously adhere to the standards and maintain proper record of production and quality control to ensure that the product consistently meets the ISI standards. By following these steps, a brand can obtain ISI mark, which enhance the product's credibility and assures consumers for its quality and safety. Next slide, please. In the world where everything is accessible, it is quality that matters the most. And we believe that this reflects in the way we live and empower others to live. Our journey begins as K Enterprise in 2002 decades of relentless progress, and our commitment to quality made us leading contract manufacturer in the country today. We are Swara. Swara Group of companies comprises of Swara Baby Products Private Limited, Swara Hygiene Private Limited that manufacture disposable baby diaper, Swara Hygiene that caters disposable adult diaper, and at K Enterprises, it is dedicated to sanitary napkins and panty liners. At Swara, we believe innovation is the key to stand out and stay ahead of the curve. Here we constantly find the way to adopt the dynamic market requirement and come up with cutting-edge solutions. That's why we brought the best of talent under one roof and gave them world-class technology and process to work with. According to our MD, Mr. Alok Birla, definition of OEM is O for complete ownership, E for effective and efficient business partners, M for man-machine method material. We help improve overall well-being of everyone. Today, we are a trusted name in baby care, feminine care, and adult care. Our extensive line of products include baby diaper, adult diaper, and sanitary napkins and panty liners. Our quality has become a legacy ensuring everyday comfort, and had become our purpose, producing 28 million menstrual products and overall 200 million products per month. Our widest range of sanitary napkins and panty liners comes with soft wings, refreshing scents, and gel lock technology, ensuring freshness and comfort. Every product goes through stringent series of tests before entering to the market. So we operate in a highly sanitized and fully automated environment, leaving no room for human error. We adhere strictly to industry standards and regulations, ensuring that our products meet and exceed the requirements set forth by regulatory authorities such as BIS. Compliance is not just a mandate, it's a fundamental aspect of our commitment to the consumer safety and satisfaction. We achieved IS 5405-2019 certification for sanitary napkin in 2021, within 2 years of its inception, and well before it becomes mandatory. Also, we have IS 17508 2020 certification for adult diaper. We have IS 17509 2021 certification for disposable baby diaper, making us India's first to do so. Furthermore, we hold BRCGS consumer products certification, which is a global standard for product safety and quality. A certification also includes ISO 9001 2015 for QMS, ISO 13485 2016 for QMS for medical devices, CDSCO, CE, GMP, ISO 14001 2015, and SEDEX Meta 4 pillar certifications demonstrate our commitment to environment, health, safety, and ethical business practices. The key component of disposable menstrual products are top cover, absorbent core, bottom barrier, and fastener and adhesives. Menstrual products are vital for maintaining health and hygiene, supporting educational and economic participation, promoting dignity and confidence, and ensuring social equity. Access to these products is a fundamental aspect of health and human rights for individuals who menstruate. We prioritized to use the premium materials in the manufacturing of our menstrual hygiene products. By selecting only the finest materials, we guarantee the comfort, safety, and effectiveness of our product. Next slide, please. So quality is non-negotiable. It is a bedrock upon which the trust is built, and adherence to the industry standards is paramount. By showcasing our commitment to product safety standards through certified products, we not only instill confidence in consumers, but also set a benchmark for excellence within the industry. At Swara, quality assurance stands at the forefront of our operations. We are unwavering in our dedication to delivering products of the highest quality to the consumers. Prevention is better than cure. This is our mantra. We have a risk-based approach in everything we do, whether it is process point of view, where we use process failure effect analysis, or it is a product point of view where we use hazard analysis and critical control point, or a system point of view where we use context of organization. We celebrate quality in Quality Week and always aiming for heart-to-heart communication and total employee involvement through lean and total quality management and quality management system. Our business strategy revolves around placing our customers at the heart of everything we do. We prioritize their needs, preferences, and well-being in our decision-making processes, thereby fostering trust and loyalty. So our webinar today underscores the significance of prioritizing women's health through the provision of high-quality menstrual products. At Swara Group, we remain steadfast in the commitment to quality, customer satisfaction, and value addition. Together, let us strive towards a future where every woman has access to safe, reliable, and empowering menstrual hygiene products. Thank you for joining us today. Let us embark on this journey towards better menstrual health, one step at a time.
Thank you, sir. Your company's dedication to consumer safety is truly commendable, and we want other brands to follow your example. So, in this direction, I'm curious, like how Swara Vivi can inspire other manufacturers and brand owners to prioritize product safety to consumers.
Thank you. So we can inspire other manufacturers by Swara Group dedication to quality safety in a menstrual product sets a high standards. So our approach serves as a model for the industry, achieving multiple certifications like IS 5405, IS 17508, IS 17509, PRCGS, and others, demonstrating commitment through rigorous quality control measures and continual improvement. championing consumer health and safety through our practices, encouraging other manufacturers to prioritize the health and well-being of their consumers, adhering to SEDEX Meta 4-pillar certification, demonstrating our commitment to ethical business practices, promoting social responsibility and ethical manufacturing within the industry, setting high standards that inspire other manufacturers to follow, establishing a benchmark for quality and safety that elevates the entire industry, practicing Lean Six Sigma and TQ methodologies, encouraging other manufacturers to adopt these practices for continual improvement. Solar Group's commitment to safety is more than business strategy, it's a mission. So by leading through example, transparency, collaboration, and innovation, we inspire other manufacturers to prioritize product safety. Together, we can create safer and healthier future for all consumers. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you, sir. This will be an amazing initiative from your side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we welcome our next speaker, Mrs. Seema Dutt. Ma'am, ma'am will discuss her work in regulatory affairs and ensuring compliance for health products. As a woman, she has witnessed the changing landscape of menstrual hygiene. So we are eager to know her insights on new regulations and the current state of women's safety and hygiene. Additionally, ma'am will highlight the significance of quality in menstrual product and medical textile, including the requirement of CDSCO. Ma'am, we warmly welcome you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Eikomp, for this platform to discuss the very important topic of menstrual hygiene. Yeah. You can move the slide, please. Do you want me to share? Okay. All right. So I'll cover the key aspects of hygiene, the regulations around menstrual products, and the impact of inferior menstrual products, and the importance of quality in menstrual products. Next slide, please. Okay, so the key aspects of women's hygiene, they mainly include education about menstrual health, which the previous speakers have already spoken about, the general cleanliness, and most importantly, the menstrual hygiene, which includes using the correct menstrual products and maintaining the correct pH balance of your vagina. So there are multiple case studies around the world indicate that use of poor quality products or bad vaginal hygiene can lead to bacterial infections and also hamper reproductive health. Next slide. Next. Okay, let us the previous one. Okay. The one before. You missed out one slide. Okay, so can you put the slide back?
Ma'am, I think there is an internet issue. So could you please share the slides from your side?
I'll do that. Sure, I'll do that. Can you see the screen, please?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
Okay. So now some of the statistics in India for the menstrual
Ma'am, but
hygiene
your
products, which again,
ma'am, sorry for
Yeah.
the interruption, but your PPT is not visible. Your screen is visible, but your PPT is not visible.
could you again share from your end? Let me see if it works.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, keep it at that slide regarding the statistics. Okay, so as per one of the National Family Health Surveys in women around 15 to 24 years of age, 76% of the women are using one or more of the hygiene products. So on the sanitary napkins actually top the list, which is 64.4%. And there are ladies who are using about cloth, which is 49.6%. Tampons is only 1.7%, and menstrual cups is a very minuscule percentage, which is 0.3%. This is in contrast to the data in USA, where the women are using more of tampons and menstrual cups are maybe around 20%. So now, period poverty, which has been discussed very clearly by Neeraj earlier in the first session, and he discussed about the serious concerns, especially due to the lack of sanitary products, menstrual education, etc. So there are people who are actually resorting to unsafe methods, such as, which he again mentioned, they're using hay, sand, ash, these kind of things, which could lead to bacterial infections and yeast growth in the vagina. Next slide, please. Okay. Now to look at the regulations across the globe. So sanitary napkins are class 1 medical device in USA. They are controlled as a low risk medical device, but then there are controls and there is a certification required by USDA. And India, these are controlled as consumer products only. The tampons are class 2, which is like a medium risk medical device. But again, in Europe and India, these are consumer products. Whereas on the other hand, the menstrual cups are definitely regulated at medical devices in all these geographies, the US, Europe, and India. It's considered as a medium risk product. These products, especially the tampons and the menstrual cups, do come in contact with the vaginal mucosa and could be of higher risk as compared to the sanitary napkins. But we are still controlling, we are just considering them as consumer products here. Can we go to the next slide? Okay. So the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has, through it, certain products are controlled by a Drug and Cosmetic Act. The drugs mainly are for the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation, or prevention of diseases. The cosmetics are for more for beautifying, cleansing, and promoting attractiveness. And medical devices are actually those products which actually do not have any pharmacological or metabolic action, but could prevent a disease or support the anatomy or physiology of a process. So the physiological process here is menstruation. And for me, this is the closest definition, which is medical device. But this is considered as a borderline product, and CDCO, can you go to the next slide? They decided not to regulate the sanitary napkins. So in one of the classification list, which is for OBS and gynae products of June 2022, they included the menstrual cups, but not the sanitary pads and the tampons. So we are kind of considering these products similar to European Union as consumer products. Next slide, please. Okay. So again, sanitary pads have ingredients which could be dioxin, which could be a byproduct of a bleaching process. They could be pesticides, they could be perfumes, which could cause irritation. So there are a host of problems that these sanitary pads can cause, including hormonal dysfunction and infertility. Next slide. Okay. To look at some of the case studies in 2019, these studies are specific for India. Now, because of the low quality product being used, there were cases of skin rashes, irritation, itching. Okay, then in another study in 2015, that was a huge study, because of the inappropriate hygiene practices, it led to vaginal discharge and reproductive tract infections, and the values are of high statistical significance here. So low quality products do cause problems, and this is what needs to be contained, the use of substandard products. Next slide, please. So quality directly impacts the women's health, comfort, and well-being. And the low quality products can lead to infections, especially if they do not meet absorbency, material safety standards, or pH requirements. And it is a welcome move of BIS to mandate the IS 5405 ISI marking, basically, which not only leads to legal compliance and quality assurance, but also gives consumer confidence and market access to the companies. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was really insightful. And this makes me eager to know that as a woman in the regulatory space, what do you think can become, how the women can become more aware about the safety and hygiene of menstrual products? And also, what do you think the government should do in this area?
Okay, so first and foremost is basically education, making people aware. Now we have mobile phones. One of the data, it's like more than 50% of the women are using mobile phones, even in rural areas. So that's a very good medium. So social media basically create awareness. And from the government perspective, I would say that yes, companies themselves are involved in corporate social responsibility. However, could make mandatory, like they have done in the, the pollution control board has mandated. Then you need to spend so many human hours for awareness and education. So this is one thing. Other, I would say, is yes, labeling part is by BIS is mandating the ISI marking, but from the consumer perspective, we give information for use leaflet. With medicines, you would have seen there is always a package insert that lists the how to use the product, what are the adverse events. Such a detailed information is required along with these products, and not only in English language, but probably this needs to be multilingual, so that people who do not understand English or Hindi can read what is given over there. Then in addition to that, probably there could be some research work being done by the government, promoted by the government, for not only for good quality products, also for environmental sustainability. And again, post-marketing surveillance. Finally, that's what I would say is very, very important. You need to monitor the products and see if what is the adverse event, and they should be reported. That's what we call regulatory report, and report. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was really insightful, and your take on the women's awareness and government's role in menstrual product safety is invaluable to us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you to all our speakers for such an enlightening talk. We are really inspired with your work, initiative, and invaluable insights. Now, I would request Mr. Vishal Sharma, our Managing Partner and Director for Eikomp, to please share your thought on today's webinar focusing on Women Hygiene Day, the company's initiative in advancing compliance and advocating for the safe menstrual hygiene practices. Sir, we warmly welcome you, and the stage is yours.
First of all, very thanks to Anamika and Akanksha for such a wonderful hosting of this webinar. And I'm really impressed with the way you have conducted this. And I'm very much thankful to the panelists, Mr. Neeraj, Mr. Sharma, Mr. Ashish, and Ms. Seemaji, for their all knowledgeable and insightful things which they have shared in this webinar. So first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Neeraj Gera for the work he's doing. And that is very much inspiring, I'll say, because as you know that this is a taboo, okay, and to break the taboo is very difficult. So it's very encouraging that you are doing such a wonderful acts in this domain and in this work, that you are breaking the stereotypes of the regular things which happens in daily. It's very encouraging, and I recommend to all of them and to everyone that we should be breaking this. Taboo, and we should progress this. Then I would like to thank Mr. A.K. Sharma ji for the knowledge he has shared, for the standards, and I would like to thank Ministry of Textiles as well, that they have regulated these products under the scheme 1 of PIO of Indian standards, in which the standards and everything they have to maintain, the factories which we are making the products. Uh, Parallelly, I would like to thank Sir for the insights he has given according to the standards which have been given, and very much good to hear that many of other products are also coming under the scheme of BIS, and they have already started making the standards for them. I have seen that in the draft quality control orders, there are many new products related to the medical textiles which may be coming very soon in this certification, and it will be encouraging to see that the manufacturers should be more worried about the standardization. And I would like to thank Mr. Ashish Naik ji. I'm very much impressed with the work they are doing. Though the product or the things which they are making traditionally, but they are putting the innovation into the product making also. I've seen that they are making the product innovative so that it should be adaptable to the new work culture or the new work style of the current women or the current ladies what are going on, and there are always a new requirement. So as soon as the innovation is there in the production itself, then it will be very good for the industry and very good for the kids. Secondly, it's very inspiring that they have already got the certification of BIS for their products as well as for the other standards as well as for the international standards. It's very nice to see that, and it will definitely inspire the other manufacturers to have those certification in place. It provides them access to the international market as well. All the standardization and all the certification definitely will boost them in sales. Lastly, I would like to thank Seema ma'am for this. She has highlighted very good points. That the main point which she has highlighted and which is very a concerning point, that what are the adverse effects does this products have when they are used and there are no standard quality of products. So definitely there has to be some step which has to be taken by BIS or some other body which are regulating these products, and they should be more concerned about the adverse effects. What can happen if the quality of the product is not maintained? Secondly, a very good recommendation from her is that the leaflet or the informatic things should be there with the product, okay, with the product packaging. In BIS, generally the labeling of the product is mandated through the standards. But yes, if a recommendation could be given to BIS that if they can mandate this also, that how the product should be used, it had should be shown on the product label itself or on the product packaging itself. That will be very helpful for the industry. So thank you very much all for this session, and I will just recommend all the manufacturers and everyone so that they can standardize their products. Standardization of the products will open the gates for the international market as well, and that will definitely go with the government policy of Make in India. Uh, and at Ecom, I can assure you one thing that whosoever is looking for the standardization and all, so well, we have a very well equipped team of engineers as well as the quality people, okay, who can help you or handhold you in creating a standardized products for you. Okay, in the whole product life cycle, we can offer different solutions. And whenever any certification or any process or any guidance is needed, definitely we will support you. And I'd like to thank everyone and the attendees who have attended our webinar. I hope this webinar will then give them a lot of knowledge and new things about this industry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such a significant highlights and insights. And thank you to all the speakers. And from this webinar, we have gained a wealth of knowledge from your expertise. Now we would like to open the floor for our audience for the general Q&A. So audience, you are feel free to ask questions from our speakers. I think.
So we have one question. It's from Aditya. So it's encouraging to know that brands are prioritizing women's health by obtaining ISI certificate. How can we encourage more manufacturers, especially smaller ones, to follow suit and prioritize this certification? So anyone from the panel can take this question.
I will like to answer this question. See, whenever something comes under quality control order or government makes it mandatory, it is mandatory for everybody, either micro, small, medium, large industry, that they have to go for BIS certification. Otherwise, they cannot sell their product in the market. So that is the beauty of the thing, that all manufacturers and also the product coming from outside India, okay, being imported to India from outside countries, different countries, has to be ISA marked. So once the quality control orders comes into picture, or it is established, or it is issued, then everybody, whether it's a small, micro, big, international, or from outside India, within India, and even they cannot store a product without ISA mark. So you will find that every market in India will be flooded with only with ISA mark, no napkin and the products. So that is the beauty of this. It is compulsory for all.
Also adding to this one point, uh, after 1st of October, actually nobody can sell sanitary napkins without ISI mark in the market. Let us say you manufacture it in month of August or month of January, and it is still into the market. You have to take that product back. Okay, if it is not having ISI mark, so that much stringent it is. Yeah, that's it.
And I would like to add one more point into this. Though the government is taking the initial steps of getting the product standardized, but yes, definitely it is the responsibility of the consumer as well, so that they should be aware of these things, whether the product is ISI marked or not. For example, if you go into the market and you see a helmet, you don't buy a helmet until unless it is ISI certified. So this should be the case in here itself. Okay, if you want to buy a product, okay, you should be checking the quality of the product, whether it has been certified or not, and the awareness should be done by each and every individual. Okay, so I'll request all the attendees whosoever are there in this seminar. Okay, please aware the people about the ISI certification. Tell them why ISI certification and what it holds. Okay, so that will be very helpful for the consumers in later stages.
Thank you, sir. We have other questions. One question from Vaishali. So the QCO initiative sounds promising for standardized product. However, will the new regulation potentially increase the cost of sanitary napkins, making it less accessible for low-income women? And are there any government initiative planned to ensure affordability alongside standardization?
See, this depends on the market, and of course,
Sir, I will
government can
request
also, yeah,
turn
government
on
can
your
also,
camera.
pardon, government
Sir,
can
I
also
request you to
think,
turn on your camera.
government can also think of, providing incentives or subsidizing the products at certain levels. So that is a good suggestion, and I think many of the state governments can also come into picture and standardize or subsidize the product. They can also be in the picture. So good suggestion, and I think this should come from the government while subsidizing these kind of products. Good suggestion.
Thank you, sir. It surely answered the question. So there is another question from Shivam. We have heard about the challenges women face in maintaining menstrual hygiene. So he is asking whether the panel can elaborate on specific solution like the availability of affordable and standardized sanitary napkin in rural area to address these challenges. I'll repeat the question once again. So, we request the panel if they can elaborate on specific solutions like the availability of affordable, standardized sanitary napkin in rural area to address multiple challenges faced by the people. So, small manufacturers.
Basically, it is the onus lies on the manufacturers, and of course the state government in that particular area, or they can come together and take a decision on making it affordable to people like living in villages, so that they can easily buy these, and many other NGOs and other companies can also come into picture, and they can help the state government and the manufacturer to always go for subsidized products. So that is basically a market kind of thing. If somebody starts it, it will pick up, and the other state governments and the central government will encourage this kind of scenario where you can have a very nominal rate when can be provided. And of course, in certain areas and certain pocket of villages, they can be provided free of cost also. So that should be the one of the aim of providing this such kind of, especially to the rural women. If you provide them free of cost, they will use it. Otherwise, the cost is a big taboo in the sense that they have to spend a lot of money in the sense to provide. There is an ad of Akshay Kumar saying that it is only cost ₹10, isn't it? So I think that also is, but even spending ₹10 is also not very convenient for many rural women. So government can further subsidize it or make it free. So yes, a campaign has to be there, and of course government is sensitive about it, and definitely these kind of things will come into picture, or they will come into play in the next few years. I think it will be done.
Adding
I
to
think
this,
there is
actually,
more of
government
yeah.
already removed the tampon tax in 2018. That is the first initiative by government to reduce the price of the napkin. And as far as companies are concerned, most of the napkin companies are giving napkins free to their women employees and to the contractual lady employees, basically. So in this way, they are doing their part. And also, I think napkin is accessible to rural area nowadays. It's not an issue,
See, as a lady myself, I would rather, buy a packet of milk for my child than, buy a sanitary napkin if there is this level of poverty in the rural area. So I totally agree with the concerns about affordability, the cost of the sanitary napkins. But there, it's not just the government or NGOs giving free, but there has to be some kind of market dynamics where, the companies compete to reduce the price, not to increase, but to decrease. So how that can be done, I'm not sure at this point of time, but that's something which industry needs to and government needs to put their heads together for.
Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. It was nice for the questions. We also have someone in the audience who has raised hand. Mr. Ajit Singh, we would request you to ask your question.
थैंक यू। मेरा क्वेश्चन नीरज जी से है। इतनी बड़ी हमारी कंट्री है, इतनी पॉपुलेशन है, और जहां हमारे देश में मतलब इस बारे में बात करना भी लोग समझते हैं गलत है, तो क्या ये गवर्नमेंट की एजुकेशनल पॉलिसी का हिस्सा नहीं होना चाहिए? आपने बहुत सारी गवर्नमेंट में लोगों से के साथ काम किया हुआ है, तो मुझे लगता है इसके लिए भी एजुकेशन होनी चाहिए। और इनफैक्ट आप एक बड़े चेहरे हैं इसमें, तो डेफिनेटली ये एक वाइज रेज करनी चाहिए कि क्या ये पार्ट ऑफ कैरिकुलम हो। एक दूसरा है कि शर्मा सर कह रहे थे और भी पैनलिस्ट कह रहे थे कि ये जो प्रोडक्ट है, एक्चुअली ये अगर ₹10 का भी है इसकी कॉस्ट, तो भी सबके लिए अफोर्डेबल नहीं है। तो गवर्नमेंट अगर अपने पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम में राशन फ्री में बांट सकती है, तो क्या ये भी राइट होना चाहिए कि ये प्रोडक्ट भी पीडीएस के थ्रू लोगों को फ्री में मिलना चाहिए? ये क्वेश्चन है मेरा पैनलिस्ट में से आप जो भी दे पाए। तो ये बड़ी इंफॉर्मेटिव सेशन रहा और बड़ा अच्छा रहा, और ये क्यूरियोसिटी थी, तो मैं सोचा एक बार आपसे पूछूं ये। थैंक यू।
नहीं, ये तो अच्छा है, मतलब दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव बीन नाउ debating and thinking, and it is not that we are only thinking. Government also must be thinking, and other NGOs and other state governments people, they must be thinking, providing this such kind of thing in the free of cost. So how to, budget में कैसे डालना है और कैसे provision होना चाहिए, because there are many things in India which are no basically हम लोगों को अभी तक पानी भी ठीक से नहीं मिलता, देखिए आप, और there are certain problems which are basic necessities भी इंडिया में प्रोवाइड करना मुश्किल हो गया है. So अगर हम लोग if we start with water, electricity and such kind of hygienic condition for women, इनको फ्री में प्रोवाइड करना या एट ए लोअर कॉस्ट, सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी सेंसिटिव इश्यूज, एंड और इनकी प्रायोरिटी ऑफ कोर्स है, ये भी टॉप प्रायोरिटी पे आता है, नो डाउट अबाउट इट, बट देयर आर अदर थिंग्स व्हिच आर हैविंग मोर प्रायोरिटी देन दिस थिंग्स. सो मतलब एक फूड ऐसा आइटम है जो बेसिक नीड है सोसाइटी की, तो वो पीडीएस सिस्टम के थ्रू फ्री मिल रहा है. But slowly and slowly, I think government will come to these kind of products also, where they can provide free of cost all these things. And of course there is there must be a scheme through schools. There must be school के budgets में या school में ये provide कर देना चाहिए, to start with. It can go to providing to the whole society, but it can start with the schools. स्कूल्स में प्रोविजन होना चाहिए, बजट होना चाहिए टू टेक केयर ऑफ द हेल्थ ऑफ फीमेल्स, स्पेशली फीमेल्स के हेल्थ के लिए. देयर हैज टू बी न्यूट्रिशन वाइज, सेफ्टी वाइज, हाइजीनिक, such kind of products. So all these things, they should start immediately from school. Education, of course, is a very important thing. Education होनी चाहिए और freely available होना चाहिए so that girls can use it. So all these things put together, I think this is a very good thing coming out of this seminar कि ये सब चीजें होने चाहिए. Everybody feels like that. Okay, and maybe I must be the eldest one, and there are these one must be the youngest people around here. So we all think in the same wavelength. Okay, we are at the same level, so we are on the same page. So it is good that these things will people are thinking the society as such. We all are a part of society, so we are thinking in those lines. Definitely it will encourage the government to go for this kind of scenario. Good, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Truly agrees with your point. So there is another question from Medha. She's asking that sanitary pads currently do not list their ingredients or highlight potential arrogance. So could you please could we expect that these details should be included in the future? Because most of the sanitary pads, they do not like include basic details. So
Yeah. So,
Yes, so
but
that is
before,
exactly, yeah, please.
let me ensure you that the Indian standard has all the details, and once it is certified, it carries ISI mark. That means all these things, whatever ingredients or whatever tests which they are supposed to be performed or are performed basically for ISI mark products are ensured. That is why ISI mark is put. It is ensuring that everything is as per the standard. Ingredients, the quality of the cloth used, cotton, the upper cover, lower cover. Even I set pH value of the sanitary pad, and of course sizes and shape also is one of the parameters in the Indian standard to be complied with. So all this put together, performance, hygienic, everything put together, all tests up to perform. So then comes the ISA mark. So ISA mark is the basic, or it covers everything, whatever you ask for in a sanitary pad. So let us hope for this. And of course, ISA mark has, two basic advantages. One is that you are ensuring quality, that too by a government body like BIS. And second is that you can make a complaint against that sanitary pad if you are not comfortable with that, if you have any problem with that. So that is also a very good point. That, and plus one more thing, that Bureau of Indian Standard also takes samples from the market. It is not only testing in the factory premises. BS officers or BS contractors, they go to the market, they will purchase sanitary pads from the market and send them to laboratories and test them and see whether they are conforming to Indian standard or not. If they are not conforming, they will stop the production of that particular sanitary pad or that brand. So this is also a very good thing. So this whole ecosystem of standardization, quality, ISA mark, this will definitely help our women in this country. Okay.
So, Mr. Sharma, I totally agree with you here. And years ago, when there used to be ads of pressure cookers saying ISI marked hai, so that is a mark of quality, and we would check with the shop that ye ISI marked hai ki nahi hai. But as a consumer, I Medha here that there should be requirement of highlighting the exact ingredients, just like as we do for a medical device. Like when I'm coming from that field, so I would say yes, just because this is a consumer product, so the companies are not forced to do that. But had it been qualified as a medical device, then you would have been forced as a manufacturer to product and also specify what are the adverse events that can be possible with the product, and followed by a post-marketing surveillance study, which is being mandated by the material vigilance program under IPC.
Yes, that is a good point. So the standard also have a requirement of marking and labeling on the product. So I think with the passage of time, that packaging and marking and labeling, that clause will improve. Definitely, people would like to say that आपने इस लेबल में या इसमें ये डिस्प्ले कराई है, इस सैनिटरी पैड में ये चीजें होनी चाहिए, इसके पैकेज के ऊपर ये डिस्प्ले होना चाहिए. जैसे द लेडी टोल्ड अस कि उस पे का इंग्रेडिएंट क्या है, कैसे बना है, किस क्लॉथ से बना है, कैसे वो है. तो ऑल दिस थिंग्स विल डेफिनेटली विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम दे विल कम. लेबलिंग रिक्वायरमेंट है बीआईएस के स्टैंडर्ड में, तो आप अपने सजेशन दे सकते हैं. वी कैन ऑल्सो टेक योर सजेशन एंड गिव इट टू बीआईएस कि लेबलिंग रिक्वायरमेंट में जो भी सैनिटरी पैड का पैकेज है उसके ऊपर क्या क्या लिखा होना चाहिए, क्या क्या कैसे यूज करना है, वो भी रिक्वायरमेंट गाइडलाइंस भी होनी चाहिए साथ में. दैट वाज अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट. हाउ टू यूज इट, देयर शुड बी अ गाइडलाइन along with the sanitary pad. Inside the sanitary pad there should be a guideline how to use it. And of course लेबलिंग इज ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. क्या है ये सैनिटरी पैड, क्या चीज है, और क्या इसमें साइज तो होता है, डिस्प्ले शेप भी होती है. तो along with this what are the ingredients in the sense that किस क्लॉथ से बना है, क्या अपर सरफेस कैसा है, नीचे वाला क्या चीज है, ये ऑल दिस थिंग्स आई थिंक विद पैसेज ऑफ टाइम विल कम ऑन द लेबलिंग. So these are, I think we are having a very good discussion, and this should come out and be part of the standard also, so that it becomes compulsory for everybody to display the marking, the labeling, whatever is required to be there in the sanitary pad on the package.
And something more important, how long to use the sanitary pad?
Yes,
Because
what should be the
use it
performance?
for
Yes.
hours and hours together.
How many times it can be used? It is part of the standard. It must be part of the standard.
Right.
It is there. I think it must be there. Or how many uses? I think it is one use only, but definitely there has to be something
Yeah,
on this.
how many hours? 6 hours or what?
Yeah.
So that should be given on the labeling as well.
Yes, 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 yes. Good point. Good point.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And I hope this answers Meda's question. Also, looking at the scarcity of time, we won't be taking more questions. So, thank you for all your questions and participation. This has been a highly informative session.
So thank you all for joining us today for the insightful webinar. And we are deeply grateful to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Neeraj Gera, Ashish Naik, A.K. Sharma, Seema Dutt, ma'am, for sharing, and Vishal sir, for sharing such an valuable knowledge and expertise. Your contribution has provided us with a deeper understanding of the critical importance of prioritizing women health and ensuring quality menstrual product. So we hope you find the discussion, and also I thank our audience for listening and being patient. So, and we also thank like speakers for your participation. And once again, thank you everyone. And we can make the significant and impactful change ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
We hope
everyone.
you have
Yes, sir.
Thank you, all of
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
great initiatives. Thank you.